Our Caleb Beams was in Georgetown for this historic day.
Justin, it was a crazy and loud crowd here to support the Pack soccer team at Georgetown. Now, Lufkin's known for being a football powerhouse, but today it was a different kind of football taking center stage. Both the players and coaches say it was an amazing feeling to have the school and town behind them on this journey, and they admit winning 26 games was very hard to do, but it's something they're proud of, and they know that no team in the history of Lufkin soccer can say they've done that.
We've had lots of great kids. We've had lots of good teams.
Coach Quick also said that the team should be arriving back to Lufkin sometime between 8 and 9 o'clock tonight, and that he would find it amazing if the crowd showed up and welcomed these boys back with their gold medals. Reporting from Georgetown, Caleb Beams, East Texas Sports.
Caleb, how did Jaworski's inaugural football camp go out there?
John Carlos, you know, he was welcomed with wide open arms. Now, before he was known as J-Train and running over defensive linemen in the National Football League, Jaworski Lane was in the weight room at Lufkin High School, becoming one of the best the Panther Nation has ever seen. And today, over 200 future All-Stars hit the turf at John Outlaw Memorial Field to learn from their hero. Longtime Lumberjack fans couldn't be more proud of their team. And win or lose, they say whatever happens past tonight, well, that's just icing on the cake. Reporting from Stephen F. Austin State University, Caleb Beams, KTRE, East Texas News 9. Crystal fans on both sides say they are super hyped for tomorrow night's rematch, and that this year is more exciting after the Dragons took down the Pack last year for the first time since 1992. It's the calm before the storm.
Every Friday night, our home side is always sold out.
Now, while the Lufkin side of Dragon Stadium was sold out this morning, the home side was sold out last week on Wednesday. Why, you may ask? Well, Nacogdoches fans are hoping for a repeat from last year's performance where they beat Lufkin for the first time since 1992 on this exact same field. Yeah, Jennifer, I was inside. We were actually here for a media luncheon. I left the building. Everything seemed normal inside. It seemed like just an everyday life at the hospital. But when we got outside, that's where it was very different. A very high police presence. The police were here with body armor on, had their weapons out just in case anything were to happen. Now, what we've been told is that Conway was upset over the handling of his dying mother's health here at the hospital. And police say that's when he called family members up here and said that he was going to come up here and shoot them. So police put the building on lockdown, the heart and stroke tower here behind me, which includes the ICU and the emergency room as well. Anyone who did not need to be in the building was asked to leave for a short time while police monitored the entrances and exits just in case Conway did show up. They also started searching around town, but they said at 4 o'clock today they were able to catch him in Houston. Now, Conway's being charged, as I understand it, with misdemeanor harassment charges, and Lufkin police are on their way to Houston right now. Well, they'll get Conway and bring him back and book him into the Angelina County Jail tonight. Reporting outside CHI St. Luke's Memorial Hospital, Caleb Beams, East Texas News. Right. John Carlos, that's right. These two men both took their case into their own hands today. Now, the facts presented in the court were simply this. That early in the morning on April 12th this year, these two men, along with other Church of Wells members, went into the McDonald's on North Street to get a drink. Now, while they were inside, the McDonald's manager claims that these men started preaching to other customers and started sharing their faith. And he said at that point, several customers got annoyed by the men and got worried with how aggressive they were being and complained. And that's when the manager stepped in and told them they had to leave. Now, once they didn't leave after several times of being told, the police were called in. The police said in court today that they also had to tell the men several times they had to leave, and that they were giving them a trespass warning and they were not allowed back on these premises. Now, 2 weeks later, those two men, along with another church member, showed up to meet a man there that they said they were ministering to, and they didn't know how long they were going to stay. They just wanted to meet him and then leave. But once they got there, the manager saw him and called 911 and told the police they were there. The men left, the police found them down the road, and that's when a warrant was issued in their arrest. Now, the county attorney in this case said, simply put, that this is not about them preaching their religious views. This is about violating a trespass order that was given once they were told they couldn't come back because of how they treated other customers. But these two men argue that their constitutional rights of freedom of religion was violated. Now, Judge Sins did tell these men at the end during his ruling that he appreciates people who openly share their faith, but that he had to find them guilty because they simply did violate that order to not come back, whether it was written down on a sheet of paper or told to them. Now, since this case went well into the closing hours of the courthouse, the sentencing phase has been booked for another day that's not yet been told to us, but once we know that date, we'll be updating this story at KTRE.com. Reporting live at the Nacogdoches County Courthouse, Caleb Beams, KTRE, East Texas News 9.
Our Caleb Beams. Now, Caleb, how are the counties getting ready?
John Carlos, that's right. Like you said, I'm right here at the Regional Red Cross Center in Lufkin out here on West Frank Avenue. Now behind me, you'll see one of just several units ready, fully loaded, ready to roll out of here at a moment's notice if they are needed, if several areas in Deep East Texas are affected by Tropical Storm Bill. Now, one of those areas that's already seeing high water is Trinity County, and today I went out there and spoke with them about what their plans are. With the
responsibility for yourself and your families.
Now, one important thing to know is that these shelters will only be open if the county judges declare a disaster declaration. Again, they're only going to open up once that disaster declaration is declared. Now, with Tropical Storm Bill affecting such a wide area across Texas, volunteers are needed with the Red Cross. Earlier today, I spoke with David Gray from this Red Cross office, and he said that anyone willing to volunteer in the Deep East Texas counties that they're part of needs to call the Lufkin office. Now, that number is 936-564-2101. Again, that number is at the bottom of your screen, 936-564-2101. We've also provided a link to that number on our website with this story. Reporting live in Lufkin, Caleb Beams, back to you, John Carlos.
Thanks, Caleb.